I'm going to do my best to explain how we do multiplication in third grade and why. As you can see in my picture, we have blocks. We always try and use some sort of manipulative for them to physically move and make groups. The reason for this is if they only know how to do it, like, oh, I multiply and I skip count and I memorize these facts, they're not going to know why it works. And if they don't know why it works, they won't understand how to do much harder and deeper problems that involves larger numbers like 20 times 40, or even, why is this multiplication? Those are the questions that I'm trying to work on right now. How do you know if you have to multiply or divide? So hopefully this will help you give foundational skills to them so they can always know what multiplication is and just substitute numbers in as they need them to. Here's some of the language we've been using. For multiplication, you're always trying to find the total amount there. We don't use the word answer because that can be applicable to any math problem. For multiplication, we're always trying to use the word total. That means they are going to be given the groups and number in each group. These are the words that we try to use all the time with the kids. This is how I would read it with my kids. If the problem is 3 times 4, I would say, oh, so I have 3 groups of 4, or I have 3 groups and I need to put 4 into each group. I thought I took a video of me doing this, but apparently I didn't. So I took some of my own children's Pez and I put 4 in each group of 3. Then I would go and I would count how many Pez there are. After they can do this concrete step very quickly, then we would move them to the drawing step, which takes it slightly more abstract, but still has a visual representation of what they are doing. This is super important to show what they are thinking and how they are doing things. So if it's put all together into a word problem, it might look something like this. Mr. Longcore has a lot of dirty socks. He makes 3 piles and puts 4 in each pile. How many stinky socks are there? Well, if I'm working through this with my kids, we'd be thinking through, what do we have? Do we know how many socks there are? No, we don't. So that's the total. We don't have the total number of socks. So already we know we're probably going to have to multiply because we don't have the total. I see 3 piles, and I know a pile could be a group, and I see 4 in each pile. Whenever we see that each word in a word problem, 9 times out of 10 you're going to be multiplying or dividing. We have to put a picture in our head to see which way it's going to go, if it's going to get bigger or if it's going to get small. We've tried to come up with good acronyms for this, but we totally cannot. So we call it the NOG and the NEAG. Number of groups in pink, and then number in each group in orange. If you use these words, for the most part, they know what you're talking about. They just might look at you kind of funny. So I would, with my groups, go, okay, I have 3 piles. I know that means I have 3 groups. So I'll make 3 circles, which I did in pink. Okay, I know I have 4 in each pile, so I'm going to put 4 equal socks or tally marks in each pile. I don't have the total, and to find that, I have to count how many tally marks I have, which in this case are 12. As you progress and get going, they're going to start memorizing some of the numbers like 3 times 4, 4 times 5, 6 times 6. That's good. That's what we want. But the goal is to also know why it works. So I would recommend moving to numbers like these so that they always have to go back and think, what do I have? Okay, I have 12 groups and I need to put 4 in each group. Okay, I have 15 groups, I have to put 5 in each group. Ooh, I have 3 groups, I have to put 19 in each group. Using larger numbers they can't do in their heads, especially for the middle to larger groups, or upper groups, will help them focus on the process and not the answer. The upper groups especially are going to care about the answer, not the process. The lower groups are just going to need multiple repetitions of, I have 15 groups. I need to put 5 in each group, and physically doing that. So if you need blocks, let us know, but you need some sort of manipulative, some sort of concrete thing they can physically move and put into groups to see how many there are.